Hey guys, so I am here to do my first trimester Q&A. So I've had a lot of questions throughout my first trimester and I want to answer them all in one spot just so you all can kind of know what's going on. And if I leave anything out and you have any more questions, make sure to post them down below and I'll get those answered too. Let's just get started with some of the questions that you all have left me throughout my first trimester of this pregnancy. First question I have is, how is this pregnancy different from your first? In this one, I feel like I am a lot more emotionally stable. My first pregnancy with Kadence was really difficult emotionally. Kadence's dad and I weren't together the whole time I was pregnant, and that was kind of hard for me. I was living with my dad. I just didn't really feel like I was in a good place to be having a baby. Although it worked out great and I'm really happy, I was just still kind of young and still not really like ready in my life. And this time I feel really good about it, and I feel like, you know, I am in a good place and I am happy, and we're about to buy a house and Tim and I are together and everything is right. So I feel like the big significant difference besides some of the little symptoms are that I just feel a lot more positive and a lot less depressed. I definitely suffered from some depression while I was pregnant with Kadence and after, so I'm feeling a lot better this time. Do I think it's a boy or girl? I have the sneaking suspicions, but I am not 100% sure. I don't want to share with you guys what my suspicions might be because I want you all to wait with me and find out together. Tim is really hoping for a boy, but I really don't care. Obviously, I don't mind, and we could pretty much have whatever as long as it's not a dinosaur. I will be just fine. Do we have any names picked out? Yes, we do. We have a first name for a girl and a whole name for a boy. We are not going to share that with you guys just yet either. We want to share it with you all whenever we announce the gender, so there will be a big, huge, fancy video about that whenever that happens. Stay tuned because I find out on April 30th what I'm having, and then the video should follow shortly thereafter. Why did you share your pregnancy so early? I love you guys and you are a huge part of my life, and I actually waited until I was probably like 8 or 9 weeks to share it with you guys, although I did start filming my vlogs at 4 weeks. So I did wait a long time, in my opinion, because it was driving me nuts not being able to tell you all. There are two sides to sharing your pregnancy early. I mean, there's the side where if something happens, it sucks to have to go back and tell everyone that something happened and you lost the baby. But there is a side that if something happens and you do lose the baby, you have all these people to be supportive of you. I kind of weighed out both sides, and Tim and I talked about both sides, and we decided that we wanted everyone to be able to go through this pregnancy with us for as long as we knew about it. So we told everyone really early. We actually told his family at when I was like 5 weeks. So it's really early to tell people, but at the same time, we wanted them on the journey with us, regardless of what happened. Luckily, we've been very fortunate and nothing bad has happened. It's been really nice to have everyone's support from the time we found out, and I was so excited to tell you guys, and I don't think I could have kept it any longer. The next question I have is, do I plan on cloth diapering again? Yes, most definitely. When we get moved into our new house, I will be showing you guys my whole stash. I already have all of my newborn diapers, so I'm really happy about that. Tim is actually pretty open to the idea, and he doesn't seem like to think it's that weird. I'm hoping that I'm crossing my fingers that stays true afterwards, but I am definitely excited about it. I loved cloth diapering with Kadence. It's actually, for me, it was almost easier than having the disposable diapers. I didn't like those very much, and they stink. Whereas like cloth diapers to me didn't stink as much, and it just was like something I really felt strongly about doing. And I know it doesn't work out for everyone, but for me, it just worked out really well. The next question is, do I allow Tim to smoke around me and Kadence? And no, I don't. He doesn't smoke around us. You know, he definitely doesn't like hotbox the car with cigarette smoke or anything. I mean, let's be real. But he does smoke. You guys know that. And he is trying to quit smoking. He has been working really hard at it, and he does have one of those vape pens things, the kind that don't blow out actual like secondhand smoke. So he has been working on that, and he has been using that for the most part when he's around us. And it means a lot to me because I know that smoking is actually something he enjoys, but he does know that it's bad and it's harmful, and so he doesn't do it around us. He goes outside. No, he doesn't do it in the car when we're in the car. He does smoke, and that doesn't really bother me. He's really considerate about it for sure. Do you think you will be a stay-at-home mom? I don't think so. I probably will be for at least a little while after the baby's born. We kind of are trying to figure out our game plan right now as to what we're going to be doing once the baby's born. But I'm hoping to stay home for a couple months and to be able to get time to, you know, breastfeed and get in a routine and stuff like that and not really have to worry about going back to work. We are fortunate. Tim does make enough money so I can stay home for a little while, but I like to be able to work. I like to be able to have my own money. I like to be able to help with the bills. I like to be able to go to work. Working is important to me. I've always worked for 11 years now. I have been working. I started working when I was very young, so I really enjoy working, and it's just something that is very important to me. So I will definitely be going back to work at some point, you know, probably within the first 3 months after the baby's born, depending how our finances look and stuff. I mean, if I ever got the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, if I could, I might, but I actually really like working. I will not go back to work as much as I work right this second. In fact, I won't be working as much as I do now for much longer. I already have my notice in to quit working as in the current position I'm in the next month. So I will step down from the position I'm in so I can work less very soon. Even before I have the baby. But I will still be working, probably full time. But right now I work like 60 hours a week, and I really would just like to go back to 40. How does Cadence's dad feel about your pregnancy? So kind of the story about how he found out is really funny. So actually, Kadence was the one who told her dad. I didn't even tell him. So I dropped her off one day, as we always do when it's his turn to take her. And I believe she made it about 19 minutes in the car before she told him. And so he sent me a text message, and he said, you know, Kadence spilled the beans. Congratulations. And then, you know, he kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my plans, what we were doing, how everything was going, because this was a little bit before we had the house set up to be, you know, closed on. You know, we were kind of in between, so he kind of wanted to know what direction I was going in, which is totally fine. He said congratulations, and he, you know, he hasn't said anything else after that. His family that knows has been very supportive, and they're very happy, and I think they're happy for Kadence because they know that she wants a sibling. So yeah, it has been just fine, and he actually doesn't, I don't think he feels any type of way about it. He's getting married and he has his own life, so we just kind of do the whole co-parenting thing, and it works out really well. Is this Tim's first child? Yes, it is. Tim doesn't have any other kids. He has a dog, Aspen, who's now I've adopted as my dog also, but he doesn't have any, so this is his first child, as well as his parents' first grandchild, as well as his grandparents' first great-grandchild. So everyone is the most excited. Do you and Tim share the same views on vaccinations? Yes. The view I have on vaccinations is that they should be done. I don't want to get into it. I'm not going to sit here and have a whole like spiel about vaccinations, but I am pro-vaccination. I will vaccinate all of my children, and I will encourage other people to vaccinate their children. Do you think Tim and you will have more than one child together? If so, how many would you want? I don't know. We've kind of briefly touched on the subject, and maybe if it happens eventually. But right now, we're good with this one. We just want to kind of see how things go. We only have a 3-bedroom house, so we can't have too many more kids. How does Cadence's dad feel about you all living in Florida? Does he mind that you live with Tim's parents? He knows that living with Tim's parents is a very temporary thing. We close on our house next week, so he knows that, and he just bought a house, so he's understanding of that whole process. We have plenty of space here, so it's not like we're all crammed into one room or anything crazy. So he is totally fine with that, and he understands. As far as us living in Florida, I mean, obviously it would be great if we could live closer together, but he lives in Atlanta and we live on the Gulf Coast of Florida, and it's not too far. I mean, it's about 5 hours between here and there, and it could be worse. I mean, when I lived up on the coast of North Carolina and he was living in Atlanta, it was about 12 hours. So it has improved as we've gone on, but of course he would love to see me move closer to him, or I would like to see him move closer to us, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, we have a whole life here with Tim's parents and his whole family and our jobs, and we're set up here and we're buying a house here, and he has a house up there, and so, I mean, he doesn't really mind us living here. It's a little bit closer. Plus, he can always come to the beach because we live in a really big destination area for vacations and stuff. So I think that is all of the questions. I've been asked those questions in several different wordings, in several different ways, by several different people. So that is all of them pretty much rounded up. If I missed your question, or if you have additional questions, post them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be doing a second trimester Q&A at the end of my second trimester, obviously. So So I look forward to doing that, and make sure to go check out my most recent pregnancy vlog. I will post that up here. I believe it is the 15-week vlog, and I will talk to you guys soon. If this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, check out the About Me in the description box below and subscribe to my channel, duh! Alright, bye guys!